Hello everybody, welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, 5 nights a week streaming baseball here on the channel. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I almost thought I was going to have to cancel stream there for a minute. Because I restarted my computer and then I turned my computer on, it logged in and it was just like a black screen. I went, uh-oh, that's a problem. Welcome on into the stream. Thank you so much for joining me. We have 4 games for you. The first game is a wheel spin game, and that is the Twins and the Orioles. Then we will head to Toronto for a hand-picked game between the Athletics and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays can save their season by dragging the Athletics back to them. Then we will watch probably the best or most interesting game of the day, hopefully. It is the Rockies and the Pirates. They have the same number of wins at 38, and I think one team has an extra loss, so they're separated by half a game. And then we'll wrap it up with the Diamondbacks taking on the Cardinals. Cardinals have been out of it for a while, but I'm curious if, say, the Pirates were able to win, if the Diamondbacks could take advantage of that and tighten up that NL West and make it fun. Well, let's jump into the first game of the day, which is the Twins and the Orioles. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out and joining today. Welcome on in. Like I said, because we're down to the last handful of days, we have 4 in July. We have 4. I don't know why I brought up a calendar for 2026. That would help me. So we have the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4. 17? 17 days, I believe, of baseball left. So we will try to cycle through all the teams, make sure they get one more crack at it. But don't be surprised if you don't see any more Cardinals games or Rangers games or, but we'll get one more of each one. Twins are 30 and 37. The Orioles are 32 and 35. As we are live from Camden Yards, in Baltimore. Dexter Fowler, the center fielder. Yunel Escobar is the shortstop. He'll be second to bat. Kendry Morales at first. Marcus Thames. Marcus Thames? Lance Berkman in right. Chase Utley at second. Yadier Molina is behind the dish. Melvin Moore at third. Roger Bernardina is the DH. 36 days left. 31 for me, or 32 for me, and I did get a haircut. Here is the starting pitcher. It's Edinson Volquez. 7-5 with a 4.54 ERA. 13 games, 35.2 innings pitched, 35, 19, and 35. Love the same number of hits as strikeouts. There's your Baltimore Orioles defensive lineup. And Dexter Fowler will get things led off. He's in a Rockies hat, I believe. Oh, boy. You got everything all out of whack here. You're not going to give me the full screen? Okay. I tried. He's in a Rockies hat, okay. Get this YouTube thing caught up. It's very annoying. 1-0 as we are underway here. Game number 1 of 4. The righty winds and fires that one low, 2-0. Not a good start. I complimented him. He has great strikeout numbers compared to the hit numbers. They're even. The walk numbers, low. Lower than both. Kind of what you want-ish. And starts 2-0. Of course, we did see that yesterday. One of the pitchers had a really... I did, yes. Oh, he bobbled it and still gets the out. That's about as far as you can go left for the second baseman. Or I guess as far as you can go towards second base for the second baseman to bobble and still make that throw. We have seen a shortstop come up with a... that is fouled the third baseline. Shortstop just yesterday, I believe, bobbled the ball and then still able to come up with the throw, but far rarer than what we just saw. Wind and the pitch is low for a ball, so at least this pitcher inducing a little bit of contact, giving his defense behind him an opportunity to make a play. Though they almost did not make the play. One gone, nobody on. The wind of the pitch is going to be lifted out toward right field. It's going to look like a very routine play on a pitch that looked like they drove it into the ground. Those always have the funkiest, like, swings at it and pops. It's very odd. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit. Shortstop makes a nice snag and fires in time to first for out number 3. So Minnesota down quickly in order. We'll head to the home half and get you introduced to the Baltimore Orioles. It's led off by our guy, John J. Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Oh, it's the first game. That song's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the stream. What have I done to myself? John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I don't have to make the reference, but I love it so much. He's the DH leading off for the Baltimore Orioles. Luis Castillo, not that Luis Castillo, at second base. Evan Longoria at third. Rick Ankiel in left. Derek Lee at first. Corey Hart in right. Miguel Montero is behind the dish as Drupal Cabrera is the shortstop. And Trevor Crowe is the center fielder. Hope everybody had a good Monday. I do appreciate Sky Zone giving us the countdown. Joel Pinheiro is 5-5 with a 4.34 ERA. 13 games, 37.1 innings pitched, 42, a single digit, 19. That's not right. Oh, wow, I actually was correct. 42, 9, and 19. Oops, that's not wrong. Cub Jingleheimer Schmidt. Say his whole name. Say the whole name. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is outside, but still gets the strike call. One of those funky ones. Typically, that's the side of the zone that feels a little more... That's like, if we had to divide it into the 4 sections. Right hand, batter's box... Yeah, because you have right-hand batter's box, left-hand batter's box, top and bottom, or bottom and top. It'd be the right-hand batter's box is probably the most... Egregious isn't the right word, but it is one of the more frustrating or surprising strike calls at times. Batter number 1 for the Orioles is down on strikes as he swings and misses at that. So, 1 down quickly. Luis Castillo is going to step up for the Orioles. 1 gone. A couple of teams, I would say, probably out of it. That is lifted. He had that. There's no way he didn't have that ball. Evan Longoria is batting .364, 6 home runs, 18 RBI, and a stolen base. I can't believe that this play developed this way. Here's the hit. So so his head, God, everybody remember where his head was. It's gotta be right there. He just had to stand up. What? How did he? All right. So it'll be a single into right field, 1 on, 1 gone. Oh boy, that was a nearly dangerous / horrendous pitch. It looked funky, even from our vantage point, like back here, it looked weird. And that is a 2-run, no doubt shot. So the inability to come up with that out cost the Twins a run. Looked like he should have had it, like, no problem, but Longoria makes him pay. No doubter out to left field. 2-0 Orioles. Ricky Ankiel, .229 average, 5 home run, 21 RBI. Does not have a stolen base. Pitcher does seem to have kind of a weird, like, throwing motion. Like, it almost looks like he's pushing the ball rather than a clean release. Ugh. Trying to use the force. Here's the pitch from the righty. It is... That's not a strike. That, like, just flat out is not a strike. There's no way that pitch is a strike. That looks low. It doesn't matter now. We are moving on. Ball is fouled off. The wind and the pitch, low and inside. One and two, one gone. Pinero winds and fires. That's fouled away. Evens up the count. It doesn't, I'm sorry. 1 and 2 now. I apologize. I don't know why I thought there were 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh my goodness. Just takes a look at that one. Ankiel sat down on strikes. That was a good looking pitch. I'm a little surprised that it... He like looked at the umpire like, how could you have called that? But also... It was right there. I know that first pitch was a little weird, but... Got to be able to bounce back from that. You're a professional hitter. Derek Lee is up with 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Baltimore already registered 2. There's a check swing. No appeal down to first. It'll be a ball, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. It is hit to the second baseman. Scoops up that one. And fires over to first for the out. Second baseman makes his second play. But does not make the first. Marcus Thames, Lance Berkman, and Chase Utley coming up for the Twins. Timms. I see that age, and I go like, Marcus Timms. He'll take a strike on the low inside corner, 0-1. Welcome on into baseball season, everybody. Now that football is done, it's time for the pitchers and catchers to report. We're not too far off from the World Baseball Classic. It'll be spring training baseball before you know it. We'll be maybe watching along one of the games, as long as it's available. It should be. It'll be next Friday. It'll be February 20th. I'll try to get an updated roster for MLB The Show. Excuse me. We'll try to get updated roster for MLB The Show 25. We'll take a look at the Mariners roster in-game, as that is laced out to left field. Hits the 333 in the corner. The left fielder comes up with a throw. It is in. Not in time. Not a bad throw. Ball did get out a little bit quick, so it definitely helped. Helped that left fielder get to it. Lance Berkman, 241. Average. 5 home run, 12 RBI. Has that stolen base. See if the Twins can answer back here. In the top half of the second, a leadoff double is a good way to start. It'll be Mariners Padres February 20th. Not about swinging. It doesn't matter. It was a strike regardless. Here comes the 0-1. It is a strike on the outside. Quickly 0-2. The righty sets. He's ready. Fires. That one's upstairs. 1-2. Pitch a little too cute, in my opinion. He hasn't swung at anything. Force him to swing. There's no way his timing's going to be good. Wind in the pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-2. Batter has not taken a swing yet. He's in an even count. Oh, that's right. Some of the pitchers... And he gets the swing and the miss on another heater upstairs. That one definitely looked like it sailed on him. It's a two-seam. Early swing timing, 92 miles an hour. And it's barely on the... the track... the pitch locator. I don't even know what to call that thing. So one gone. Another lefty for this Baltimore Orioles pitcher to face. Volquez is the last name. Trying to get better at pitcher names. It helps when I can see the letters on the back. Like if you're a Yankees pitcher, it's all over. You get one shot for me to remember your name, and I'm probably not going to remember it. 0-1 outside for a ball. 1-1. Possible idea for in-seasons. Swung on and missed. What about Super Mega Baseball? You could set up the season and play season length from high school. 9 games plus playoffs up to MLB. Oh, that's a good suggestion. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Pitch type. Change up at 80 miles an hour. Got him swinging early. Couple of strikeouts now to these Minnesota Twins batters that are pretty far outside of the zone. I appreciate the suggestion. I did buy Super Mega Baseball 4 because I thought I would use it, but I didn't end up using it. But that could be a possibility for the off-day content. The wind and the pitch. Thought about swinging. If I was going to do that, I'd probably need to get it started now. Just so I could have it set and ready by the time the season starts. Because I don't know that I'd want to go back and forth between the games. If I'm playing, or I'm not sure if commentating would be fun as well. 2-0. To the righty. He's done a nice job, Volquez has, of bouncing back after the leadoff double. Couple of strikeouts. Falling behind this batter 2-0. That's a foul ball. 2-1 as it rolls up the first base line. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. 3-1. And that's going to be lifted into the outfield. It'll get down for a hit. It'll just be a single, but it'll be a 2-out RBI single. That is what is important. The Minnesota Twins cut the lead down to 1. And hey, if that second baseman doesn't dive and makes the play instead, could be looking at a 1-1 game, but it's not what it is. It's 2-1. That's what the score is. That's what we have to work with. Orioles pitcher ready. It's Volquez fires, and it is foul at the third base line. That is low for a ball. Okay, interesting. With that curveball, that changeup. 1-1. Righty winds and fires in for a strike. Nice pitch location. Wonder if I have Super Mega on my. Hard drive. Swung on and missed. So the Twins sat down. All 3 outs were via the strikeout, but a double, a leadoff double, and a single. Able to cut that lead down to 1. It'll be up to Hart, Montero, and Cabrera to respond to the response. Right fielder Corey Hart is going to lead off. That is rolled third base side. That's going to be fair. Into left field. It will be a leadoff single. Miguel Montero, 220 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. See if he can drive in an insurance run here for the Orioles. The righty is ready. Good take on the inside. Makes it 1-0. Thank you for the suggestion from the crowd. Move that runner over. That, I'm a little surprised, was called a ball. Looked like from our angle it caught a little bit of the plate. We are not at the best vantage point, but it's 2-0. He's safe, as they are every single time. And that's in for a strike. A little surprised at the passive approach at the plate. That was a pretty good looking pitch. And as suggested by the crowd, move him over. 2-1. Pitcher winds and fires. That's in for a strike. 2-2. We saw one of these at-bats for the Minnesota Twins as well, where it was just like the batter did not take his bat off his shoulder and worked himself into an even count. Minnesota Twins batter struck out. Let's see what the Orioles batter does. He gets hit. Well, that's one way to move the runner over. Technically, follow the advice of the man from the crowd. We can get a schedule this year. There's roughly 30-day off days from March through September for Seattle, barring games rescheduled due to weather. Well, we have never had that problem in our simulations. We've had rain delays here and there, but the videos go up regardless of if the Mariners play. There is the one doubleheader that got rescheduled. I don't know if any of that made any sense. Just ignore it. Yeah, there are about 30 days off, and you could do like a 32 game season or whatever the number is. We'll say 30, and then I could wedge the playoff stuff in between the playoff series. So like a day off before the wild card, put a series in there. I don't know how the playoff situation is. I'd be willing to look at it. They'll go to second for 1 and nowhere else. Hello got home from Santa Clara. Went to the Super Bowl. Oh, that's right. How was it? Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for winning. That's incredible that you got to see that. Also wild. That's just wild. Someone's like, Just pop it in. Being delightful as always. Pop it in the chat. Be like, hey, I'm going to the Super Bowl. No problem. See you later. It's like, all right, okay, cool. Experience was a blast. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Sure, it helps that the Seahawks won. It's now a standard Friday to Sunday series in June because the World Cup matches at 12. The Mariners play at 7. Perfect. I was curious to see how that would be scheduled in MLB The Show 26, or if they would just do that regularly. Now it doesn't matter, because I didn't really know what to do with it. Like, do I play 2 games? Because that's like a 3-hour video. 2.5 to 3 hour video, potentially. Do I just split it and just call it good? No, I don't have to worry about it. That'll be rolled up the middle. That is going to score, or play to run. Boy, maybe wish you didn't send that runner to steal second. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt back up to the plate for his second appearance. 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time through. That is low for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That is going to be fouled off the third base side. Third baseman waves everyone away, makes the snag, and that is it for the bottom of the second. Baltimore picks up a run. I think when the schedule came out, it was scheduled as a 1 p.m., then 7 p.m., roughly doubleheader. I could be mistaken. That would have been a really tough turnaround for both teams. The wind and the pitch is going to be driven out toward left field. Ballpark will hold it as the left fielder makes the grab, 1 away. Twins down 3-1 here. They were able to strike back with 1 run in the top of the second after giving up 2 in the previous half inning. Dexter Fowler is going to look to keep it going. Volquez winds and fires. One and 0, misses low. He's fallen behind a number of batters today. He's been able to get out of those situations by and large, but I don't know, you just can't keep doing that. You're eventually going to get bit. Does get the swing and the miss, so it's 1-1 with an out. That's inside for a ball. Here comes the 2-1. Wind hand, the pitch is fouled away. 2-2. Pretty confident in that count. It is indeed 2-2. I was wrong earlier. Swung on and missed. So Fowler set down on strikes. That is out number 2 for the Twins. They are down to their final batter, Escobar. Yunel Escobar. 0 for 1. Couldn't remember his first name. I saw the last name and I was like, I'll figure it out. He did not. It's where the Ron Howard narrator would pop in. I don't know what happened to the game. That is a long strike. It's either the game or my technology is failing. Either way, I just needed to hold out for another, I don't know, month. Inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1. The wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Volquez readies, winds, and fires inside for a ball. Twins are down to their final strike. Two and two. Volquez with the pitch. It is foul up the third base line. Another 2-strike pitch upcoming. That is outside for a ball. So that creates a full count. Here's the payoff pitch, fouled away. It'll stay 3-2 as the batter stays alive. Nice long at bat for Yunel Escobar, who I think maybe surprisingly a Toronto Blue Jay. That's foul. Yunel, oh, here, we'll look him up. What team would he be best known for? Yunel, oops. Nope. Yunel. Well, YU. Okay, so throwing some extra letters in there. I see the Angels. All right, we're on Baseball Reference, everybody. That's outside for a ball. Works a walk. Tying run coming to the plate. Atlanta. 2 teams in 2 leagues. Okay, good for him. Atlanta. Toronto for 3. Tampa Bay. Nationals. Kind of played for everybody like pretty evenly. I guess Atlanta. But kind of barely. I don't know. It's a weird. Well, his hat on Baseball Reference is Atlanta, so we will give him the benefit of Atlanta. How about that? I just like my camera keeps getting pushed over like ever so slowly. More and more off center. And that is foul up the first base line. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is lifted out towards right field, and that is a game-tying 2-run home run. Oh, my goodness. They were 1 strike away from getting out of it. Able to work the walk. The Twins fight their way back to tie the game 3-3. Especially impressive because it's over that stupid out-of-town scoreboard. So Volquez was so close to picking up a win, but could not do it. And now we have a fresh game. That is to the third baseman. That's what he was looking for 1 or 2 pitches ago. There is an out. The only conflict in schedule would have been the U.S.-Aus game. The other 4 of 6 World Cup games fell on either Mariners' days off. 3 or 4 of them, the Mariners are on the road that day. Okay. Luis Castillo was 1 for 1 with a single. He scored a run. See what he can do here in the bottom of the third. The Orioles probably thought they were going to pick up a relatively stress-free win. But the walk comes back to haunt the Orioles, and now they're trying to fight to win it here in the home half of the third. Here's the 0-1. That is hit. Oh, the second baseman dives again and cannot come up with it. U.S. versus Australia. Oh, okay. I don't know why that threw me off so much, but I guess it could have been Austria, not necessarily Australia. I don't know. What would Austria be? They might not even be in the World Cup. Might not have even been an option. Hold on, we'll look up Austria real quick. Country in Europe. Swung on and missed. It's only $707, everybody. 15 hours, 31 minutes. We're meeting at the airport, everybody. Get your passports ready. Vienna. That is lifted out towards right field. Not nearly deep enough, and it's an easy out for the Twins defense. All right, let's see. World Cup. Austria at the FIFA World Cup. Record by match. Qualified. That's rolled to second for 1. Over to first for 2. A double play. We're going to extras. Well, they did qualify in 2026. Good for them. Looks like it's their first appearance since 1998. I didn't come any closer to answering my own question, though. I guess that would be kind of the issue. Wind and the pitch inside for a ball. All right. Let's dial it back in. 2-1. U.S. is in Group D. Austria is in Group J. Oh, okay. In for a strike. Here comes the 2-2. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. Boy, I'm getting Baltimore BS'd in this game as a commentator. I can't believe that. Baltimore issued that walk, and I thought, oh, that's not too much of a problem. And then of course, the home run that the Twins hit is a strikeout. It's over the out-of-town scoreboard. Here I am thinking, wow, look at this. This game is running nice and snappy. We might get out of here in a relatively good time. 2-run home run. Aaron Heilman, 21 games with a 2-0 record, 3 saves, a .75 ERA. I don't know why I phrased it like that. 25.2 innings pitched, 7 walks, 33 strikeouts. Good strikeout to walk ratio. ERA at 1.75 is not terrible. Chase Utley steps up for the Twins. I think mercifully for me specifically, the Baltimore Orioles shouldn't be in the playoffs. So they can't Baltimore BS me anymore. A bit of a sidewinder pitch there. Oh, and 1. The wind and the pitch is well outside for a ball to make it 1-1. One gone. Top 4. And there's a big swing and a miss from Utley. 1-2. Ooh, broken bat. Catcher makes the snag. Wow. Nice grab. Wasn't sure he was going to have enough time to get over there, but that's out number 2 to bring up Yadier Molina. We're kind of behind again, which is always good. 1 for 1, a single and a ribby for Molina. We'll take a look at the right-handed sidewinder and take a strike. 0-1. Inside for a ball. One and one. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. The wind and the pitch. In for a strike, 2-2. Got maybe a bit of a generous call in that inside corner, but still able to get that strike. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Catcher wants it a little outside. Molina able to get to it and slice it foul. Stays alive with a 1-2 count. Here comes a pitch from the righty. That stays just outside. Molina with a good eye to not swing at that. I would guess Molina would be able to get to it, but you don't know if it's going to be fair or foul. Here comes the 2-2. Molina fouls that one back out of play. Actually off the net as that dropped in. Yet another 2-strike pitch on the way. It is way outside and gone all the way back to the backstop. Nobody on base, so it doesn't matter. It does improve the count for Molina to 3-2. The wind, the pitch, and it is sliced into right field. The ball gets down, and it'll be a 2-out single for Molina. Still nearly 2 months from finding out who 6 teams in this year's World Cup will be. That is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. In for a strike. Pretty hittable location. I think if you're the Twins batter, I think you want another crack at that one. 1-1. It's upstairs for a ball. Two and 1 the count with 2 gone. A runner on first. I don't think you put him in motion here. Oh, it didn't matter anyway because he got very weak contact on that. Sky high to third base, and the catch is made. Now to retire the side. Lee, Hart, and Montero coming up for the Orioles here in the home half of the 4th. God, Baltimore BS. Baltimore BS. It's a blue sky, Tim. Trying to end it once. That second baseman is having such bad luck. He's been able to make 1 play, but he's missed 3 dives now. Final 6 qualifier matches won't be played until March 21st. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize how long the build-up to that was. That is smashed out to left field. It's off the 333 marker. How aggressive are they going to be with the base running? Hey, they will stop at third. The double puts the winning run 90 feet from home. I thought maybe Hart was going to be able to get the walk-off blast, but no such luck. Miguel Montero was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. A lot of ways to get this run home. I will lose my mind if Baltimore sends this runner home. If it's a grounder and they try to do the contact. Whew, I thought I got what I asked for. I didn't ask seriously. I don't want that. That is low for a ball. Out of the zone. Here's the wind and the pitch, well outside for a ball. I believe that makes the count 2-1. That's upstairs. Ball 3. Subtle shake of the head, no to the catcher. The wind of the pitch that's lifted into right field. That will do it. A 4-3 victory for the Baltimore Orioles. They took a little extra time. They win it in extras. After having a 2-run lead in the top of the third with 2 outs. Oh yeah, that's right. I love it. The animation gets desunk. I was like, what the heck's going on with that glove? I forgot about that. Player of the game is Evan Longoria, 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Aaron Heilman. He improves to 3-0. Joel Pinheiro falls to 5-6. Morales is 6th, and Longoria's 7th home runs of the season. And there's your guy, Evan Longoria, Tampa Bay Ray. That's what I think of when I think of Evan Longoria, Tampa Bay Ray. And that will do it for game number 1. So even though it went into an extra inning, not terrible time-wise. That is the first game of the day, so no scores to catch up on. We're going to head a little north, into the great north, Toronto. Excuse me, you don't pronounce the second T. We learned that. Here's your pitching matchup. Markham versus Marquise. Athletics and Blue Jays. Toronto needs wins here to drag the Athletics back to them and get that American League wildcard standings, get that a little messy in their favor. They'll need some help from teams in front of them, including Cleveland. Detroit might be up there as well, because they've been shockingly good lately. Well, welcome on into Toronto. 32-34 are the Jays. The Athletics are 35-30 from the Rogers Center. If the Blue Jays say were to sweep, each team would be 35 wins, though Oakland would have the advantage because of the fewer losses. Pardon me. Jacoby Ellsbury is in center field. He'll lead off for the Athletics. Darnell McDonald at designated hitter. Kevin Youkilis at third. Adam Lind at first. Vladimir Guerrero in right. Hideki Matsui in left. Clint Barnes at shortstop. Jose Lopez at second. Chris Snyder at the catching position. So no Hideki Matsui. No, he is. There he is. He's in left field. I apologize. He's usually further up in the lineup. Does that mean they have a left-handed pitcher today? Is he not usually number 2? A left-handed pitcher would be the answer. Cole Hamels 2-8 with a 7.09 ERA. 13 games with 33 innings pitched, 54 hits, 15 walks, and 22 strikeouts. As we fix this thumbnail real quick, you take a look at that Toronto Blue Jays defensive lineup. Jacoby Ellsbury. The wind and the pitch from the lefty is taken for a strike. We are underway here. Green jerseys versus black jerseys. Not maybe the best or easiest to tell apart. Except green's really dark. Really, really dark. Even if the Cardinals were, or the Blue Jays, if they were wearing their powder blues, I think it'd be a lot better. Not just from a color matchup perspective, because I like blue and green, but from a, like, you can tell these two teams apart perspective. Here comes the 1-1 from the lefty. Two and one. The wind hand the pitch. Ellsbury thought about a bunt but pulled back very quickly. Saw that pitch was not going to be in a competitive spot, so I banged my leg on my desk. Three and one. A wind and the pitch. In for a strike right at the letters. Full count now. Payoff pitch upcoming. Lefty winds, fires. That's outside for a ball. So Ellsbury works the left-on-left walk. So what does Darnell McDonald have? The wind and the pitch is outside. Ellsbury slides back to first. No danger throwing down there. They let them go back, no problem. Lefty winds and fires. It is low for a ball. 2-0. The wind and the pitch, and it is hit foul up the first base side. Two and one. Hamill sets and fires. It's in for a strike at the knees. A little bit of a so bad it's good pitch. Two and two. They're going to check on the runner at first. He's safe, as they always are. Ooh, that is hit strongly, but right to the shortstop for 1 and 2. For one to the what? Out number 1 at second. Out number 2 at first. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Jeter with a nice play defensively. They get him into that tumble animation, but still able to make the throw over to first. So Kevin Youkilis steps up to the plate. Quickly 2 gone after the twin killer. The lefty winds and fires. Big swing from Youkilis under it, and that's a strike. 0-1. The lefty is ready. And rolled to the third base side. In time, out number 3. So, Oakland with a very patient walk to open things up. They hit into a double play and then a ground ball to third base. Let's get you introduced to the Toronto Blue Jays lineup. It's Johnny Damon in left, Andre Ethier in right. Miguel Cabrera at first, David Ortiz, the designated hitter. Xavier Nady. Natty. He's in center. Mike Aviles is at third. Derek Jeter is the shortstop. Juan Uribe at second. Rod Barajas at the catching position. Starter for the Oakland Athletics is Josh Beckett. A right-hander is 6-4. 3.35 ERA, 13 games, 40.1 innings pitched, 34-13-34. Second time we've seen that where the hits and the strikeouts are the same number. Johnny Damon. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit out towards center field. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Was not sure if he was going to be able to get to it, but why are you so far behind? YouTube preview. Why would I not want to be as close to real life as possible? turd. You're rooting for chaos. You're rooting for the Blue Jays. I guess either way, whatever team wins, there's a little bit of chaos with it. Oakland battling Seattle for the AL West Division crown as that pitch misses. He got all the way to the backstop. It's just a ball, 1-1 with 1 out. Swung on and missed horribly late on that one, it seemed. And it is a 1-2 strike count. Righty winds and fires. That is driven foul. Sorry, foul ball. Nobody near to get it. Right fielder took a peek, but he wasn't going to get to it. Several rows deep in the stands. Here comes the 1-2. That is blocked at the plate. Outside for a ball. Righty winds and fires. Low for a ball, so that will be a walk. That pitch not even close. 13 inches of break. Nice eye. Started belt high and just dropped super low. 79 miles an hour. Easy take. Miguel Cabrera batting .291. 5 home runs, 24 ribbies. Cabrera misses low. This is MLB 11, the show. 1-0. And that's high for a ball. Thought he got it right at the letters, but and pulled it foul. Every time I look at the Rogers Center logo, I just think of Redbox. And then I miss Redbox. And it's like, come on. 2-1. There's still a bunch of Redbox machines just littered all over my area. And they're still on Google Maps, too. Like, check out this Redbox. I'm like, I can't. They took all the stuff away. They're just a bunch of machines now. Just hanging out. Cabrera is getting a very beneficial at-bat. That's a couple of pitches now that look like they are strikes from our vantage point, but the umpire is calling them balls. 3-2, so a full count. Payoff pitch upcoming. 1 on, 1 out. And that's foul up the first base line. A little surprised that they haven't sent him running. Inside for a ball, so a second walk issued by the Athletics pitcher. And now David Ortiz batting .216. I think you want a lot more out of your DH than that. He has an opportunity to break this thing open a little bit. He'll take a strike at the knees. Maybe doesn't love the call from the umpire, but steps back in the box with no problem. Big old curveball misses low. Good eye from Ortiz. 1-1. Ortiz puts a swing into that, but it's not going to do anything except for drop into the glove of the left fielder. At 2 away now. It is indeed 2 away. Xavier Nady. Working with a runner in scoring position here. 2 gone in what's been a kind of a longer first inning. That'll get hit back up the middle past the diving shortstop, or second baseman, excuse me. The throw into home is actually pretty close. It's a little up the line, and that allows the runner to slide in safely, but good aggressive base running from the Blue Jays. Sure wish we saw that in the World Series maybe, huh? And they lead 1-0, giving us the chaos that we crave. Can they drag the Oakland Athletics back down to them? That is fouled away. That is lifted out toward left field. Nowhere near the wall. In fact, it'll be an easy out. And that will do it. Toronto picks up a couple of walks and a hit, but the hit drives in the run. They lead 1-0. Lind, Guerrero, and Matsui coming up to face the lefty in the top half of the second. Adam Lind's batting .337, 8 home runs, 30 RBI. That is the highest number we've seen. He must lead the American League in RBI. I can't imagine there's another guy that's leading the AL. The lefty is ready. He fires, and Lynn puts a good swing into this out to the right field gap. The center fielder is chasing it, but it's going to bounce off the wall. It'll hit the dirt, hit the wall, and it's a leadoff double just like that. Oakland ready to get back into it. Vladimir Guerrero batting .364. His son plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. Guerrero looking for one swing to swing things back in favor for the Athletics. The lefty winds and fires. Guerrero puts that to the shortstop. Leadoff batter has to dive back to second. So Guerrero, a very unproductive out. Matsui steps up with the runner on second to face the lefty. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0. There's the 1-0 pitch, and it is swung on, but just driven foul. One and one. That'll be, oh wow, that's going to be into left field. Thought the third baseman might have had a shot at it. The throw is cut off and not relayed to home. It's going to tie the game at 1. That's this infield. The infield defense continues to be a bit of a question mark. And it's just the game. The game itself is just kind of a head scratching, like, what is happening? So with one away, the pitch is swung on and missed. Working on that inside edge. Low for a ball. Here comes the 1-1. It is fouled away. 1-2 the count. So you put the runner on first in motion at all to avoid the double play. Right to the left fielder. I guess not in that scenario. It's a nice play by Johnny Damon. Kind of hit right at him, so it's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. Here's the wind and the pitch. In for a strike. That is lifted. Oh, what? Okay. The Athletics are going to be able to advance to third base on that. That has to be one of those where it went right through the glove. Let's take a look at it. You can take a look at the replay before Chris Snyder takes a swing. We see this every once in a while. Mariners benefited from it pretty greatly. Okay. We're zoomed in. He's going to make the play. Yep. The Athletics get one of those funky breaks where the ball literally just goes through the glove. Here it is from the backside angle. It just goes right through. The game just decides that you do not get a base hit. Or you do not get an out. You are allowed to continue to play offense. Bad break for the Blue Jays, but let's see if they can wiggle themselves out of it. One and 0. Pitch stays outside. Hamels set and ready. Here's the pitch. Outside again. 2-0. That's a ball inside. 3-0. This is not what you're looking for, especially after the game just kind of gave you the middle finger. 3-0, hands off the controller. Got to let this go by you. Best case scenario, it's a walk. Worst case scenario, 3-1. Here it comes. Okay, take a strike on the outside. Not terrible. It's what you're looking for. And I think it's a pitch you're not really going to do a whole lot with. Lefty sets and fires. That was ball 4. That had to have been ball 4. That was so low in the zone. And he swung at it because the batters are so aggressive in the 3-1 count. Oof, I thought that might have been some trouble. But instead, it's a few rows deep into the seats. And we'll do it again. Here's the wind and the pitch. Runner is in motion, but gets the swing and the miss, and Toronto will set him down on strikes finally. Athletics pick up 3 hits, including the run-scoring single. Jeter, Uribe, and Barajas coming up. Each team has had 3 base runners, and only one of them have come in to score. So Jeter will lead things off against this righty. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit. So the second baseman, who scoops it cleanly, fires to first in time for out number one. Juan Uribe. Here's the right-handed pitcher, winds and fires. Big movement pitch stays outside, 1-0. Good eye by Uribe. Here comes the 1-0. It is, inside for a strike. Don't know if I agree with the call, but that's what the umpire says. It's a strike on the inside. That's what I'm talking about. That right-handed batter's box portion of the zone is very generous. It's been generous all season long, but more recently it's been very noticeable. Pitch on the outside induces a swing, and that will be out number one. One down. Rod Barajas. The wind and the pitch. In for a strike. Outside for a ball. One and one with two gone. Here in the bottom of the second. Athletics looking to put up a goose egg, or put a goose egg on the board for this Toronto Blue Jays offense. Game is 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low for a ball. Here comes the 3-1. Takes it in for a strike. That's a surprising result on that pitch. Considering how aggressive the batters are in 3-1 counts, it's surprising that was a pitch that was taken, and it was taken for a strike. Payoff pitch taken inside for ball four, so he knew what he was doing. Johnny Damon 0 for 1 today. The third walk worked by the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto. One on with two out. Ball is low to Damon, 1-0. The wind and the pitch is driven out towards right field, but the right fielder will have it. Minimal problem. That's out number 3 to retire the side. Still a 1-1 game. Ellsbury, McDonald, and Youkilis coming up as the A's get that lineup flipped over. 3 straight Boston Red Sox. Did not even put that together. Jacoby Ellsbury. He'll lead things off here in the top half of the third. It is going to be a bunt. It's down to the pitcher up the first base line. He is out. Trying to sneak his way on base. Didn't put the bunt down super well. I went right back to the pitcher. Needed to go a little bit more between them. Create an extra step that the players have to make before they throw that ball. And that's the difference between a safe in and out. Can either of these teams come up with a couple of consistent hits and an ability to score a run? Maybe one ball's over the fence. I get that. The wind and the pitches were ready. It's in for a strike on the inside. Oof, that's a strike. Taken for the Athletics. Lefty is ready. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is foul, the way to stay alive. That ball's foul. Hold on, worry, it's foul. That is foul up the third baseline. And low. Two and two. Lefty readies, winds, fires. It is swung on and missed. Oh boy, oh boy. Gonna be in for one of these games, huh? Each team somehow able to accidentally score a run, and we're just going to be stuck with a bunch of strikeouts. Ooh. Euclid takes the ball in the dirt that gets past the catcher. All the way to the backstop, 1-0. That is upstairs for a ball. Swung on and missed. Got an aggressive Euclid here at the dish. Well, at least on that swing. Never mind. I thought it was a 1-2 count, but it's just a 2-1 count. With two gone here in the top of the third. Rolled up the third baseline, foul. Lefty winds and fires the 2-2 pitch. Euclid fouled away. Into the camera well. Umpire calls it foul. It's foul. Don't worry, buddy. We got it. We're all over it. Another 2-strike pitch on the way. The lefty gets him swinging, and that will retire the side. We'll head to the bottom of the third, tied at 1. Ethier, Cabrera, Ortiz coming up for the Toronto Blue Jays. Andre Ethier worked a walk his first time up, came around to score. If he were to do that again, it would be the winning run. Ethier takes a look at a pitch and is going right back up the middle. One pitch, one swing, one single, and the Blue Jays are in business early here in the bottom half of the third. Miguel Cabrera with a walk. Miguel Cabrera is going to want that pitch back. That is such a brutal out, number 2. It was a curveball that was left in a bad spot, and against Cabrera, that should have been way worse than it was. That is a brutal break for the Blue Jays. A fantastic break for... Oh, that's going to get lifted into left center field. The left fielder, or the center fielder, is coming to cover the ball. Whoa, okay. That was a surprisingly close play at second. I was so locked in on what the runner at third was going to do. Oh, it looked like he was a little slow around first base. Toronto with a bunch of different ways to try and get this run in. Nice base running there to make sure that the double play is out of contention. Wind and the pitch, and that is driven. They're going home. That's not how you want it. That's just not what you want at all. Now, thankfully, they do have the opportunity still to score as the runner advanced from second to third, but a big old thunk at a "you're out," not what you want to hear in that situation. The righty winds in, fires, that pitch misses, low 1-0. Here's the righty's pitch. It's outside for a ball. 2-0. Here's the wind in the pitch. It is... oh, it's off the glove. Oh, the Athletics had a shot at sending this game to extras. Instead, it's a walk-off win for the Toronto Blue Jays. We are 2 for 2 on walk-offs today. Throws the glove into the wall. Wow. Cole Hamels, your player of the game. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, got 3 strikeouts, improves to just 3-8 on the season. Josh Beckett 6-5, no home runs. As we have a little triangle of triangle of ones there. 1 at the bottom of the first, 1 at the top of the second, 1 at the bottom of the third. 2-1 your final. Blue Jays over the Athletics. We are halfway home here in today's coverage. We are going to be heading to Pittsburgh. For our third game. Red Sox take care of the Guardians 2-0. Oh, a big score here. 9-8 Yankees over the Angels. We watched that game right there. Our second walk-off of the afternoon. We are heading to Rockies Pirates. And this should be a fun one. We'll have the Cardinals take it on the Diamondbacks next. If the Pirates can knock off the Rockies, the Diamondbacks have an opportunity to slide into a tie for first place. Or maybe be a game or a half game to a game off due to just differences in record. But either way, still a fun matchup for us here. Might watch this one more than once depending on how entertaining this game is to watch. We are heading to PNC Park. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Hit the video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Rockies are 38-29. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 38-28. 38,000 here at PNC Park. I don't really believe it, but that's what they say. Shane Victorino, the center fielder, will lead things off for the Rockies. Steven Drew at shortstop. Torrey Hunter in right. Carlos Pena at first. Mark Reynolds at third. John Jaso is the catcher. Juan Rivera, the left fielder. Bill Hall at second. Michael Saunders, your DH. We hope we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer. Hell yeah. Bon Jovi. Daisuke Matsuzuka. This is a 5-6 with a 6.27 ERA. 13 games to 33 innings, 35-19, and 19 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Don't love the strikeouts to walks ratio at literally 1. Also, I don't know who watched the Super Bowl yesterday. They had John Bon Jovi come out. He introduced the New England Patriots. They then proceeded to play a song by Ozzy Osbourne / Black Sabbath. Why would you not pick a Bon Jovi song in that scenario? Absolutely ridiculous. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 diving stop to lead to out number 1. Victorino puts his hands out like he was safe, but he was out by a step. Also good to see their walk-off. Uh-oh, we have an injury on the very first play of the game. It's the first baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Excellent camera work there. Adam Kennedy is now playing at first base. P5, he loves Persona. The wind and the pitch is fouled away. 0-1, already a couple of aggressive swings here from Colorado. Winds and fires, swung on and missed. Oh and 2. Matazuka fires outside for a ball. 1 and 2 now. Indeed, 1 and 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is driven out towards center field. Center fielder comes in just a few steps. Watches to see where the ball's going to go and makes the grab. Alfonso Soriano out there in center, if I remember. Is it somebody else? No, that might have been. I might be thinking of this team. Soriano, I think. I was trying to think. I was deep in thought there. Colorado still on top of the NL West in this sim? Yes. Diamondbacks are hot on their heels. That's outside for a ball. The interesting thing with this result would be if Pittsburgh were to win, could Arizona take advantage against a weaker St. Louis Cardinals team? We'll find out next. Obviously, we have to get this game sorted out first to see how important or interesting that next game is. I think either way, regardless of Colorado winning or losing, Arizona wants to win to either get the lead or get closer to the lead. That's hit well out in just foul. Just foul. That is so unbelievably close. 2-2 with 2 gone. The righty winds and fires. This is flared out toward the first base side. Out number 2. No, that retires the set. I apologize. No hits, no errors, no runs for Colorado. It's just set with this Pittsburgh lineup coming up. Nick Markakis in right, followed by Ryan Theriot. At shortstop, Robinson Cano at second, Jose Bautista at third. Miguel Olivo is the DH. Alfonso Soriano in left. Adam Kennedy at first. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick is the center fielder. And Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez, the righty, is behind the dish today. As we wait for this lineup to sort itself out. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate it. Eric Bedard, 91 with a 3.18 ERA, 13 games, 39.2 innings pitched, 44, 19, and 17. It's not even the right song. I thought it was If You're Happy and You Don't Clap Your Hands, so I got prepared for it. Then I realized that's not what they're doing. Sean, get your bleep together. The lefty winds and fires. It's 1 pitch, 1 swing, and a foul ball, third base side. Foul up the third base side yet again. Here comes the 0-2. That is, nice stop by the diving first baseman. He will make the flip to first in time to the pitcher covering. And it looks like he is going to survive. The other first baseman for Pittsburgh got injured on the first play of the game, but Colorado's pitcher able to dive correctly and not pick up an injury. Ryan Terrio steps up. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's in for a strike. Anybody excited about the PlayStation State of Play on Thursday? Oh and 1. That is foul, third base side. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside, shuffles the Pirates hitter's feet. It'll be 1 and 2 with one gone in the bottom of the first. Wind and the pitch outside. Two and 2. I missed it. That is to the shortstop. He fires in time. Over to first for the out. What'd you miss? Robinson Cano batting .407, 5 home runs, 23 RBI. Wind in the pitch from the lefty. It is low. The state of play? No, it's on Thursday. Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. It is, I think it's going to be a little bit of everything. Third-party partners, indie games, and some PlayStation Studio stuff. We'll get some more Soros, probably. We'll probably learn more about that Horizon game they just announced. The real question is going to be Wolverine. What if we get Wolverine? What do we get of Wolverine? As that's fired across the diamond. So neither team off to a good start. Zeros everywhere you look. Pena, Reynolds, Jaso coming up the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Rockies. We got there eventually. Carlos Pena. I mean, for all we know, walk-off grand slam, they time traveled. Like, ah, shoot, I missed it. Horizon games were fun as fuck. Are you interested in a multiplayer Horizon game? Horizon seems to have kind of a, I don't know. The Horizon games may have had the two worst luck, worst pieces of timing luck of all time, where they released a week away from generation-defining video games. Because it seems like casual audiences really like it, but the gamers aren't necessarily super in on it. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's I'm not either. I listened to some people talk about the presentation, the little video that they put up last week, and I was like, this doesn't sound interesting to me at all. But I guess credit to them for making Horizon a malleable franchise. Swung on and missed. Threw it low and got the swing. Whew, that swing track. Very late on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and you can see where that ball was located in relation to the strike zone. Way the hell low. Mark Reynolds, 308 average, 7 home runs, 22 RBI, and a stolen base. He'll step in, looking to do some damage here for Colorado. 1 out here in the top of the second. No score. So we'll probably get a trailer for that game, and then we'll get probably the beta release or whatever it is. Playtest release date. I think the interesting thing for that Horizon multiplayer game is going to be the fact that how locked down is Sony going to be with gameplay footage? Multiplayer Horizon sounds really bad, but maybe they pull it off somehow. And maybe they have. But as Sony's live service push continues to take them years to figure out how to reset. There's a hit. Our first hit of the ball game is going to get all the way out into the corner. And that is a double. So John Jaso, he's got a .381 average, a home run, 12 RBI. It's a one-out double for Colorado, runner in scoring position. Low. Ball one. That stays upstairs for a ball. 2-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside. 3-0. Doesn't get the generous call on the inside. Hands off controller. Hands off controller. Let it go. See what they want to do here. The lefty takes ball forward. That's an excellent take there. That started toward the high part of the zone and started to sail on him a little bit. And it'll be up to Juan Rivera, 278 average, 1 home run, 12 RBI. See what he can do here against this Pittsburgh pitching staff. The one downside for Colorado in this scenario is the double play is in order. Big swing and a miss. That pitch looked like it was going to be really good. They just kind of dipped out of the way at the last moment. Wasn't going to be a whole lot of contact on it anyway, but still. It's 0-1. That is fouled away. Oh and 2. And a big swing and a miss. That is a terrible at bat for Colorado following the walk. It's a really nice bounce back from Matazuka. No. Forget. You know what? I forget what his last name is, and it doesn't even matter if I do remember what it is. I didn't pronounce it correct in the first place. Bill Hall, 359 average. Two on, two out here in the top of the second. The wind and the pitch is on that outside edge. Gets the strike call, 0-1. Colorado looking to take a lead here in the top of the second with a runner on, or 2 on. The wind and the pitch. Hall swings and misses. He was not going to be able to get much of it, even if he was able to make contact. It looked like that was going to be off the bat best case scenario. Probably going to be an 0-2 count regardless. Two's kind of everywhere. That's outside for ball one. 2 on, 2 out. The bottom, or excuse me, the top of the second. The pitcher is ready. Fires out well outside. Nice patience here. Pitcher's ready with a 2-2. Here's the wind of the pitch. It's going to be lifted into left field. Colorado gives us a hint of offense, and they can't come up with anything. It's a lead. It's a double. It's a walk. And that will do it. Batista, Olivo, and Soriano coming up for Pittsburgh. Home half of the second. The lefty readies, winds, fires, and that's in for a strike. Kind of a get me over strike one pitch right there. You count on the fact that the batter is not going to swing at it. Throw him something that he probably should have been swinging at. Here in the bottom of the seventh, that is hit to the first base side. First baseman covers the bag and makes the grab for out number one. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of brown through that uniform for Pittsburgh, so I feel like I keep thinking I'm looking at the Padres. The lefty is ready, winds, fires it low. Ball. Another ball on the inside. The line to the pitch from the lefty. Ooh, boy, that's a generous strike call. Two and one. What was that? Oof, I don't know about that. Oh my goodness, I don't know about that at all. Was that it? I missed it on the replay. They look like the catcher glitched a little bit. Okay, maybe that was me. Maybe my eyes are glitching. Is that the problem? The wind, the pitch driven out toward center field. Ballpark will hold it, and they'll make the catch on the warning track. Is that it? It's not going to do anything with any of this. Left fielder Alfonso Soriano. Who's in center field for the Pirates? Was it Olivo? No, he's behind the dish. Oh, center fielder's Crispy Young, Crispy Quick. Jeez Louise. Sean, you know that. That's fouled away.
That ball's foul.
0-1. Stays upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. It is hit well, but driven foul. The right fielder takes a look at it, but obviously several rows deep. We don't get that camera angle unless it is for sure a foul ball. The 1-2 pitch is ready. Winds and fires inside. Misses well inside. Two and two with 2 outs. And they will get strike number 3. So nobody doing anything here in this one so far. Just the one hit from Colorado's. And they'll see what they can do. Saunders, Victorino, and Drew as the lineup will flip over following the Seattle Mariner. Batting well with a .333 average. 2 home runs, 11 RBI. We lean back here. We get a little comfy. We just kind of tilt back. We put our hands up. Watch with one eye open. That pitch looks high for a ball. Twist ourselves, rock ourselves. Try not to fall asleep during a live stream. I don't think you can do that. That's frowned upon. That ball is low. Just relax, you know. Wait. Just kind of hope that, you know, Your poor decision for not taking a shower following a haircut doesn't just ruin everything. That's a strike. Two and one. The wind, and the pitch is hit out towards center field. Center fielder making a run at it, and it is, oh, it's going to be out of his reach. It's going to hit the wall. Not exactly sure what happened there. Shane Victorino's 0 for 1. Look at that, little micro nap. We're feeling the energy. We get a hit coming out of it. Isn't that great? Oops. Game doesn't follow the ball very well. Crispy, crispy, quick, just could not quite get to it. You can 100% fall asleep on a live stream. I bet there is even a compilation videos of streamers sleeping. Lol. Oh man, that feels like a search term that I do not need to put into YouTube. That's an algorithm I don't need. So the go-ahead run on second base for Victorino. Nobody out. The pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. I know some streamers during marathon streams will put like VODs on for overnight chat or whatever. I wasn't sure if that was a YouTube accepted thing or that was kind of just like a Twitch special. That is lifted. Oh my goodness. Is that one pitch, one swing, one out? That 2 outs on the last 2 pitches alone? That's an 0-0 count. As long as that gets hit, yeah. So it'll be up to Torrey Hunter. Boy, this inning has turned quickly for the Rockies. Leadoff double. And then just 2 kind of funk outs. That's rolled over. That's 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. And just like that, the inning's over. The half inning is over. Colorado picks up its second hit. 3 straight pitches result in the 3 outs. Wow. Adam Kennedy, the Seattle Mariner, stepping up to lead off the bottom of the third. Zeros across the board. And he'll take a hack at it. First pitch drives it foul. That is... Oh no, we have an injury. We have a pitching injury. Oh my goodness. Is he injured? They have to go to the bullpen. George Sherrill. 19 games, a 4-2 record, 3 saves, a 2.57 ERA. 21 innings, 8 walks, 22 strikeouts. That is a wild thing to see. Not in a creepy way, in a laugh at them way. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, it's a weird compilation, but... He comes in, throws 1 pitch, it's a strike to get the out. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already, and if you have, I appreciate it. I don't remember a pitcher getting injured like that since the beginning of the season. Yeah, the injuries have been a little more frequent over the last couple of weeks. Kind of funky. 0-2. One gone here in the bottom of the third. The Pittsburgh Pirates remain hitless. Good take there, low. The lefty is ready, fires, and that'll do it. That's your ball game, 1-0 Pirates. The one hit they get is crispy young, crispy quick. Wow. That game kind of lulled me into a... Okay, game kind of lulled me to sleep a little bit. I mean, he does a good job. I'm sure he got warmed up or whatever, but had to come in more suddenly than he probably wanted to. He will get charged with the loss, though the injury was... Matsuzuka? Yeah. 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. He is your winner, improves to 6-6. George Sherrill falls to 4-3. Young's 6th home run of the season. The solo shot wins it for the Pirates. 1-0 here in Pittsburgh. So, with that, the Rockies, who have been... they've had a tight grasp on the NL West for most of the season, but it's lightened over the last couple of weeks if it hasn't outright slipped. And we will see as we take a quick peek at the West. Yeah, Diamondbacks, if they pick up a win over the Cardinals, we'll have a two-way tie for first place in the West. Where did we leave off? We left off here. Oh, we're 3 for 3, by the way, with walk-offs. Not the first time that's happened. Cubs beat the Nationals 2-1. Mets over the Marlins 4-3. Reds beat the Phillies 1-0. It's a missed opportunity for the Marlins. Marlins really needed a win there. Then we saw the 1-0 Pirates over the Rockies game. It will slide down. Cardinals at the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks at the Cardinals. As we see the AL West standings. Game is loading. So that's always the best time to hit that like button. Subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Free, easy ways to help the channel while I fix the thumbnail. And hope that my energy can carry me for one more game. My very limited energy. Because I started late last night and that meant I went to bed late. Welcome to St. Louis. Cardinals are out of it at 29-37. The Diamondbacks trail by just half a game in the National League West. Welcome to Busch Stadium. I haven't been here in a bit. Haven't watched the Cardinals in a little while. David DeJesus, the right fielder, will lead off. Freddie Sanchez at second. Joey Votto at first. Jason Bay in left. Chipper Jones at third. Hector Luna is the DH. Curtis Granderson in center. Matt Wieters is behind the dish. And Cesar Estruis is the shortstop. That's my Kaisar's Legion. I pledge my allegiance to Kaisar Estruis. It's just a Fallout reference, everybody. New Vegas, specifically. I'm sure they're in the other games, but I think you pretty directly run into them in New Vegas. Ricky Romero, 3-9 with a 7.14 ERA, 13 games, 29 innings pitched. I was too busy talking about Fallout, and that beat me. 36, 18, and 24 hits, walks, and strikeouts to go with that 29 innings. Lefty-lefty matchup to get things going. They're going to put the bunt down. It is a foul ball. We are underway here in St. Louis. Arizona looking to tie up the National League West. St. Louis looking to stave off a losing season. They have a little bit to work with. They have 40 losses. Macaulay Culkin plays Kaisar in the new Fallout show. Oh, shoot. Cool. That's fouled away. I wonder if I'll ever get to that. I should. I liked the first season, but... I guess they have a little bit of room to work with. 29 and 37 for the Cardinals, so they have a few games before they're under 500 per, finishing a season under 500. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is foul. First base side. That's fouled away as well. Diamondbacks wearing a kind of a funky red color. It's actually kind of confusing. Mainly because I forget that the Diamondbacks were so, red back then. What's their... I mean, they have the purple and the teal serpentines. Yeah, that's more what I think of, that purple and teal. It's also just a really good color combination. That is a generous strike for out number 1. We'll bring up Freddie Sanchez, the San Francisco Giants. One gone here. We'll take a strike inside, that high inside area, for an 0-1 count. Pitcher winds and fires, big looping curve or changeup. Either way, it misses inside for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1 outside. 2-1. See if this batter for Arizona can just maintain their patience. Just a little wily. Got a bit of a generous strike call in the last at-bat. Don't mind the swing. Does make it 2-2. And oh man. That was a pitch that was so bad it was good. It just stayed over the heart of the plate. The catcher was behind the batter, forcing him a 95. Pretty hittable location. It's right in that middle column. Joey Votto looking to get something going here for Arizona. Down on strikes for the first 2 outs. Takes a ball low and inside. 1-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. Misses for a ball. Here comes the 2-0. Winds and fires. This is driven out towards center field. Center fielder is ready for it, makes the grab, and at least it's a different kind of out for the Diamondbacks. Back-to-back strikeouts before a flyout to center. Get you introduced to the Cardinals starting lineup after this. No score. Heading to the home half. Dominic Brown, the DH, will lead things off, a left-handed hitter. Followed by center fielder Alex Rios, shortstop Hanley Ramirez. Second baseman is Aaron Hill. Left field Alex Gordon. Right field Tyler Colvin. Catcher is David Ross. First baseman Troy Glaus. And Mark DeRosa is at third base. Have not seen these Cardinals in quite a bit. Rodrigo Lopez is 6-6 with a 7.06 ERA. 13 games, 43.1 innings pitched, 60, 11, and 27. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here's one of Diamondbacks' defensive lineup. Couple of glove icons out there. Dominic Brown's getting ready to lead things off. It is it's 0-1. Just gets the inside. Or just gets that edge on the outside, excuse me. For the strike. Just gets the inside edge of the outside portion of the zone. That's not a good sentence. Drives that one foul. And at least kind of felt like he saw what the pitcher wanted to do. Stayed outside, tried to go inside. Where does he want to go here? Big swing and a miss back outside. Kind of a pitch so bad it's good. It induced the swing, but the catcher, that's way out there. You can see where the catcher has it set and where they end up. Change up at 83 miles an hour. Got him swinging real early at a pitch. Well outside the zone. 4 total outs. 3 of them via the strikeout. Alex Rios. Rios? Yeah, R-I-O-S. Yes, okay. Because I think there's a Ross on the team, and I got confused. And that pitch stays upstairs for a ball. One and 0. That is rolled. Shortstop. Oh, he bobbles it. Can't come up with it. The throw. Not in time. Gosh. Arizona. Can't be having these issues at this time. You're the team in front of you in the National League West. They stumbled. You were not going to get in via the wild card. The Marlins and the Phillies have been playing too well. Well, wait, hold on. What was the record for? Ramirez takes a ball upstairs. Diamondbacks are 37-20. 38 wins for the Pirates as well. And then, well, here, let's just kind of go back. 38. Well, maybe they can, actually, because the Marlins are 36, and they lost today. Okay, you know what? I take it back. Maybe they can get in via the wild card. I have to take a look at the standings here just to kind of get a feel for where we are going into the kind of the home stretch here. 2-1. We can also maybe just do standings watch kind of regardless. That's in for a strike. I guess what I could have done was what they do, basically talking baseball-wise, and just pick here are the 2 days that we look at the standings. Underhand toss to second. That means it's not going to be in time to first. So an error allowed the runner to be on the bag anyway. Soft toss. It was a slow roll. It was going to be really difficult to turn 2 there. The toss definitely didn't help, but it was, it is what it is. Question is this game going to punish this Diamondbacks defense for not coming up with a double play? Here's the wind in the pitch with 2 outs. Catcher does a nice job to stop it before it gets too out of hand. Oh, they're going to put the runner in motion down to second. The throw is way offline. It'll be safe. Not only was the throw way offline, they didn't get that incredibly generous animation where they spin dive back to him. Foul up the third baseline. Charge. 1 and 2 with 2 gone. Thought about swinging. No appeal down to first. It's a ball well off the plate. And that is a well-struck ball, but the center fielder is there to make the catch. Arizona charged with an error. It does not come back to bite them. Got a little dangerous as that was some pretty loud contact out towards center. Bay, Jones, and Luna coming up for the Diamondbacks. No score, going top two. Jason Bay, 327 average. 6 home runs, 23 RBI. And it's 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 foul ball, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1, misses low and outside. One and one. The lefty winds and fires. Fouled away. Makes it 1-2. That makes it 2-2. Kind of hard to tell if St. Louis is playing up to their opponent or if Arizona is playing down to their opponent. That is a low for a ball. 3-2. Of course, Arizona is the team already with an error. The first defensive play they could have tried to make, and it was... That's fouled away. Good defensive swing to stay alive. Another payoff pitch on the way. Shakes his head. No. It's not what I want. There's a wind in the pitch. It's outside for ball 4. So the Diamondbacks will get their leadoff batter aboard via the walk. Chipper Jones is batting .305. 4 home runs, 14 RBI. No stolen bases. What does he have in store for us this time? Here's the wind of the pitch. It's low for a ball. 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. Gets the strike at the knees. 1-1. That's low for a ball. And that's going to get driven into right field. Lead runner advances just a second. So a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second inning for the Diamondbacks. Picking up the first hit of the game today in the second inning. Hector Luna, 310 average. No home runs. Does have 6 RBI, so maybe a smaller sample size than we realize. Doesn't have a stolen base. RBI number 7 would be a nice go-ahead in the top of the second. Here's a wind and the pitch. It is low for a ball. We did see one of the more disastrous sequences that we've seen all season with the Rockies in the last game. A runner on second and then 3 straight pitches produced an out. Yeesh. Yeesh. That is sky high and shallow to left. Nobody's going anywhere. Throw into third just to hold him. Make absolutely sure. Good pitch there by St. Louis. Throw it up there. He chased it, got under it, and nice easy out. Double play still in order here against Curtis Granderson. The lefty Here's a look at the lefty starter for the Cardinals. Here's pitch number 1. It's outside for a ball, 1-0. That's upstairs for a ball. Two and 0. That's outside for a ball. Three and 0, and it is a strike on the outside. 3-1. How aggressive is Granderson going to get here? We know how much the batters love swinging at a 3-1 count. 2 on, 1 gone. The 3-1 swung on foul. Third base side. Wind and the pitch. This is lifted out towards right field. Does it have enough? It's going to be into the glove of the St. Louis right fielder. Runner advances to third, so runners on the corners with 2 gone. Like Granderson got. It's a second. I mean, just another nice hit that can't get away from a defender. Matt Wieters. A piece of contact, I guess. Lefty steps into it and fires a strike. That's that inside edge. 0-1. That is smashed foul. First baseman takes a look at it. I didn't even see the ball come down. I wasn't looking especially close, but it's 0-2. The lefty. Oh, it's going to be ground. Fires to first in time for the out. And boy, oh boy. Missed opportunity for the Diamondbacks. We saw the same thing with the NL West team we just watched. Oh, against an NL Central team as well. Whoa. Whoa. Walk-off incoming. We're 3 for 3 on walk-off games today. St. Louis can't do it in this inning, but perhaps stranding a runner in scoring position with fewer than 2 outs is a positive. That's scooped cleanly by the shortstop. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 gone. 1 out. That is in for a strike. And that'll be hit into right field. First hit of the evening for the Cardinals. It is a 1-out single. David Ross batting .250, 2 home runs and 9 RBI. Outside for a ball. What do the Cardinals have for themselves here? Can they get this run around, take a lead late in the second? Ball missed outside. 2-0. That is low. 3-0. I mean, for the Cardinals, it's got to be hands off the controller. You only have one hit. He's getting real cute trying to pick up a double play. But I can also understand some aggression if he's... I mean, it's the correct decision. It's a hands-off controller. Let it go. Three and one. The wind and the pitch is skied into right field. Got him under it. Runner off first. Heads back. So the go-ahead run still aboard. DeJesus comes up with it. And then Troy Gloss. What can he do here with two gone and a runner on first? Oof, jeez, he's going to try and put everything into that one swing and whiff pretty horribly. That'll be lifted out towards left center. Center fielder comes over, makes the grab, and we will head to the top of the third with no score. That was a very quick transition. We gotta go. We gotta move. We gotta... Arizona fouls that one away. And foul at the third base line. 0-2 quickly for the Diamondbacks batter. That's inside for a ball. Posed the question in the last inning of, like, is it the Cardinals playing up to their opponent? Is the Diamondbacks playing down to their opponent? Probably argue that St. Louis is playing up to their opponent. That's fouled away. Kind of it's too much of a rhyme or reason. I mean, they were able to get out of a jam, the Arizona or the St. Louis defense last time, so feels like a little bit of a which came first, the chicken or the egg situation. Out for number one. Could an opponent play up to an opponent if the opponent wasn't playing down to their opponent, which is you? Just a cyclical question. David DeJesus, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Does feel like this game is primed for extra innings because neither team can string together those couple of hits that they need or run into one. DeJesus takes a strike. 0-1 on that outside edge. The lefty winds in, fires. It's going to be rolled to the second baseman, who fires to first in time for out number 2. And, I mean, it's sequences like that where you go like, okay, the Cardinals are doing a good job. They're inducing ground balls. The defense is playing strong behind them, not giving the Diamondbacks opportunities to put the ball in the air. So you feel like, okay, you're playing up to your opponent. The Diamondbacks also maybe not the most patient team in the world. That's outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. He thought about it at appeal. He went, I'll call it a strike, 0-2. 0-2 with 2 gone. All St. Louis has to do is run into one. We literally just saw it in the last game. Pittsburgh took no hits into the bottom half. It's a 1-1 count, by the way. That's foul away. So you must be able to tell because the strike call was behind the umpire. Weird. Huh. I had not paid it. It's stadium specific or whatever. But when they checked down to first, you could see the count in the background and it said strike one, so that's why I thought it was going to be 0-2, but it had already made up its mind about what it was. Interesting. Can't go look at the replay, but whatever. Joey Votto's batting .333. He's going to have to do his damage with 2 outs here in the top of the third against the lefty pitcher. No score. Oof, that's feels like a generous strike on the outside edge. 0-1. That's a weak piece of contact foul, third base side. That is foul up the first base side. So the count remains 0-2. And that's gonna get into left field. Was there hesitancy on that? The run there? There shouldn't have been. There didn't need to be. No, he went. Okay. For some reason, I was like, he hesitated. It's like, there's 2 outs, man. You can't hesitate in that situation. Oops. Jason Bay worked a walk in his first at-bat. Let's see what he can do with a runner in scoring position. Again, having to work that magic with 2 outs. Not much room for error here. Big swing. Unfortunately, he did not get any of that. There is way too high a likelihood that is a fair ball off the end of the bat. That's just a very easy third out. I'm sure it's a whiff, but I think it's a whiff you take. Lefty. Boy, buddy old pal, you are just swinging for the fences. 0-2, 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed. An abysmal at-bat. That was disgusting to look at. 2 pitches on the outside, 1 pitch upstairs, swung at all of them. DeRosa, Brown, and Rios coming up for St. Louis. Mark DeRosa, San Francisco Giant. He's batting .275. See if they can pick up anything here before heading to extras. St. Louis might run out of steam. Defensively, they've given up a couple base runners here and there in the last couple of innings. They put runners in scoring position, but they've been able to hold Arizona to the goose egg on the board. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that might have been it. Foul ball. It's just a foul ball. 0-2. Oh, that's a good start. It's going to get down. Center fielder scoops it up. It'll be a single. Dominic Brown 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Makes a strike on the outside corner. One with a runner on first. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is foul, first base side. It's a good break for the Cardinals. Really don't want to double play here. 0-2. Very aggressive swing in the bat here. And again, swings the bat aggressively, pulls it foul up the first base line again. Again. And, oh my God. We're going to be in this stupid game forever. Neither of these teams can pick up anything. Alex Rios, do something, please. I don't know why he was so aggressive at every single pitch in that at bat. So Rios, nice job. Nice take there. Even if that's a strike, like, that's fine. It's right at the top of the zone. You're just going to pop it up most likely. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's in for a strike. Not terrible. I mean, the last batter was just playing with fire. Swung at everything that came up there. Here's the 1-1. What? 1-2 now. Now to the final strike of regulation. Shakes his head. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is. Oh my God, these teams. You swung at what and you just looked at what? Flip it. Ugh. Somebody do something. I flipped my answer. The Diamondbacks are playing down to their opponent. Chipper Jones from the right side. I just want something. Something to happen. Nice take on the inside for a ball. 1-1. Ooh, gets it past the diving shortstop into center field. That is a single. Really excited for the next batter for Arizona to drive a ball into the ground for a double play. Very exciting stuff. They're teasing, they're taunting me. They're going, hey, maybe something might happen. It's like, no, it's not. I know it's not. You're going to do something dumb. Hector Luda. That is foul, third base side. Oh and 1. My God. Got him. Swinging so aggressively that pitch inside. 0 and 2. Well, it wasn't driven into the ground, so I technically was incorrect, but also, like, why? Curtis Granderson steps up. Pitches outside, misses wide, 1-0 to Granderson. It is just 1 out, so some opportunities or some options. Granderson doesn't seem to like the call. It looked good to us. We're off at an angle a little bit, but I think that was missed too poorly. 1-1. The lefty winds, fires. That's low for a ball? Question mark? Really? Here comes the 2-1. It is driven into left field. Left fielder is going to come up with it. They'll get aggressive, going for the double to advance the runner to third. He's out. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Diamondbacks have played like garbage, and they're getting aggressive in the worst spots. 14 games for Doug Fister. 5-8 record, no saves, a 7.43 ERA, 26.2 innings pitched. 15-15, I want to say. Yeah, 15-15 walks and strikeouts. Well, runner in scoring position here. He'll take a strike of the knees on a pitch that looked pretty tasty coming in, but probably wasn't going to do a whole lot with it. Good take. 0-1. 2 gone as they got aggressive. That ball was out quick and not super deep into left. Gave the left fielder the advantage to get the lead runner at third with a good quick throw in, and that's exactly what he had. So 2 outs here for the Diamondbacks. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is a strike on the inside. Okay. That is hit surprisingly well. Another one that I thought was just going to be driven into the ground, but it is popped foul. 1-2. Righty winds and fire. Oh my God. That pitch was so far. That pitch was in the dirt. Oh, I hate the Diamondbacks. The Cardinals, at least their result makes some sort of sense. They haven't been a particularly competitive team throughout the season. What's weird is they scored a ton of runs early in the season. I accidentally closed my notepad out. Where was the... Yeah, the Cardinals in day 4, they clobbered, I think it was the Reds. They scored 13. And they haven't really been a factor in the remainder of the season. The Diamondbacks are a half game out of first place in the NL West, and they just cannot capitalize. Here comes the 1-0. That is hit well into left field, but just can't get it away from any of the defenders to pick up those extra base hits. It is still a nice piece of contact. I'm not trying to take away anything that he did there. It just leaves them too vulnerable to the double play. The wind and the pitch. Oof, lifted. But pulled a little too far, and that is foul. Or sliced, I guess, because he's on the opposite side of the plate. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's driven out toward left field. Left fielder making a run at it. It is over the head. It's an automatic double. It's an automatic double. That is going to save the Diamondbacks for the moment. There is nobody out. I don't know that the lead runner gets around. Okay. Oh, man, I love it. I love it so much, St. Louis. I love you so much for that. They're playing at the cut of the grass. Really funny throw from Arizona. It's like in slow motion. They don't even bother running at the catcher. I love it. Oh, they're going to send him home that time. I gave you a compliment and you took it right away. They hit into the... Oh, they've driven it into the ground twice. This game is going to break me. MLB 11, the show. We have an injured catcher. Oh, no. See if he can get up off under his own power. And it appears, unfortunately, he will not be able to. Brian Pena, new catcher for the Diamondbacks following the injury. I just complimented them, and then they sent him for no reason. We've seen it work once, and it was for the Mariners early in the season. Nice take, pitch inside. That automatic double. That's the difference right now. Oh my goodness. They're not getting anything on the ball. I have a hard time believing that even if they are able to get a good piece of contact here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, it's going to be enough. That's fouled away. Count remains 1-2, 2 on, 2 out. Winning run at second here in the bottom of the 4th. That's a good take. That's slowed down a little bit. A little auto swingy there, it felt. Makes it 2-2. Oh my goodness. Everything's low. He's on top of everything, just driving it into the ground. He will get tricked and drive something straight into the air. Okay, that could have been it. Okay, they put the runners in motion. Bases loaded after the walk. The Cardinals are going to have to work a little magic with 2 outs thanks to some poor base running decisions. Well, one poor base running decision. The other one was smart. Give credit where credit is due. The second one was really bad. Either way, the walk would have just loaded the bases. Here's the wind and the pitch. Nice job. A walk-off walk would be a wild way to end this one, but hey, at least it would end this one. I've now jinxed it. It will not happen. Incoming ground ball. 1-0. Here's the pitch from the righty. Ooh, stays high again. 2-0. And that's going to get to the second baseman. The throw is in time. We're going to the top of the 5th. This game acts like I don't have other things to do. Anytime we go 5 innings, it drives me nuts. It's just awful. Every one of those outs didn't make it out of the infield. The one time... 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Estruis, are you serious? We are a legion for you. Kaiser's Legion. Fuck. The last 4 outs have not made it out of the infield. And even the one time they put a swing on it, it's a ground rule double. Now, again, I don't know if they send that runner all the way around. Because he didn't have a great jump, he had to kind of hold between first and second because they were unsure if he was going to get that ball. It is an interesting situation. I mean, if it's able to be held in by the park, do you send for the win? And it's hard to go back and look at the footage and go, well, he was here when this happened, because at some point the game kind of kicks in with automatically knowing what's going to happen. You know? And so it puts the runners in the trot motion instead of the aggressive motion. I think there's an argument to try and get aggressive. There's an argument to get aggressive as long as the result of that aggression isn't a collision, but it's just a play at the plate, like a natural play at the plate. That misses low. I mean, mercifully, the good news is we didn't get this yesterday when I had less time to work with. That's not a strike. Are you serious? What game are you watching? Not the one that we have on the screen. That is rolled foul. There's the wind and the pitch. It is hit to the second baseman. He scoops it cleanly and fires to first in time. That's the top half of the fifth done. Real quick for the Diamondbacks. DeRosa, Brown, and Rios stepping up for the Cardinals here in the home half. That's upstairs. 1-0. Boy, a walk-off walk sure sounds like fun now. Granted, Arizona's playing so poorly that at least the top half of their inning was quick. Oh my God. Fucking idiots. Driving every ball into the ground. Ugh. Just go out and grab the stuff I need for in a little bit when I actually have... You know, when this game mercifully ends, I hate you so much. Be safe at first. Okay. Alright, we gotta settle down. Settle it down a little bit. We're amped up. We're riled up. We're pre-crankified. Not in that way. I just mean like cranky. 1 on, 1 out. That's going to get through into left field. But again, it's been... Oh, boy, they threw it. They're going to advance. There's an error. All hell's breaking loose in a positive way. St. Louis will blow this in a stupid way that's going to make me angry. But for the moment, we have hopes that this game can mercifully end. One gone. Ooh, okay. He's been throwing pitches up in that, right at the top of the zone. It's been more balls than strikes. That's an interesting moment for it to kind of switch. Some of them have been a little more egregiously a ball, but... Or obviously, not egregiously, obviously a ball. See, all we had to do was complain. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's fouled away. I'm going to hope that St. Louis is smart enough to hold the runner at third. If it is a piece of contact. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, he's safe. He got in. Game over. Let's go. Hey, I think he just got an incredible jump. I kind of looked at it and I saw how close he was getting toward home plate, and I was like, oh, this actually kind of makes sense. So the errant throw for Arizona, I believe it'll be the second error that they call on them. Doug Fister, your player of the game. 1.1 innings, no hits, no strikeouts. Not a great player of the game, but he does get the win to improve to 6-8. Rodrigo Lopez falls to 6-7. Uh-oh. 6-7. Two errors charged to the Diamondbacks, and one of them comes back and costs them the game. An opportunity to get a win and tie first place in the NL West. And the Diamondbacks falter again. This has been a consistent theme with them. So we've had them recently with opportunities to take down the big bad Colorado Rockies. A little funky to say. But Cardinals had 7 hits. And they hit it straight into the ground. And even when their hits were good, it was right to defenders. Oh, all right. That's it. Ooh, Mariners lose. Gross. 1-0 to Tampa Bay. Well, let's get caught up on the scores. Hopefully, at least the Athletics lost. I forget how that game worked. We watched it? Yeah, they lost the walk-off. Okay, cool. That's good news for... 4-for-4 walk-offs, by the way. I should remind you. White Sox over the Royals 4-0. Rangers over the Tigers 1-0. Cardinals over the Diamondbacks 1-0. Astros over the Dodgers 3-1. Brewers fall to the Padres 1-0. Braves beat the Giants 6-0. And the Rays beat the Mariners 1-0. So there are all your scores. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Starting the American League East, the Yankees up 5 games on the Blue Jays. They're 38-29. 33-34 are the Blue Jays. 33-35 for the Orioles. And then 32-36. 30-37 Red Sox and the Rays. Everybody's winning the American League East, apparently. In the Central, the Royals have lost 4 in a row, leading them to a 38-28 record. They're 3.5 games up on the Guardians, who are 35-32. The White Sox on a 7-game win streak have made things interesting. They're still 3.5 back in the American League Central. But, hey, a W7, nothing to sneeze at. Tigers and Twins kind of out of it. 32-36 and 30-38. In the West, the Mariners lead 37-30. They're a game and a half up on the Athletics, who are 35-31. Angels are 30-37, and the Rangers 26-41. Gross. The wild card has the Athletics on top by half a game over the Guardians and the White Sox. The Blue Jays can make things interesting if they can keep beating the Athletics and really start to make this chaotic. The Orioles can also maybe put themselves back in it. I forget who they played. They played the Twins today. And I want to... Yeah, they won that weird one because we got Baltimore BS, which was bizarre. I don't know if any of the... some of these teams, the Blue Jays and the Orioles, they can pull themselves to 500. Whatever. Red Sox, I'm going to cut you off there. In the National League East, Phillies have lost 2 in a row. But more critically, the Marlins have lost 6 in a row. Phillies are on top, 40-26. They lead by a game and a half over the Braves. The Marlins are 4 back. They are at an L6. They are on a terrible stretch of play. They are now 36-30, 4 games out. Nationals, Mets, you're done. In the Central, the Pirates are on top at 39-28. They're on a 2-game win streak. Everybody except for the Brewers with a little streakiness there. The Reds, they're winners of 7 in a row. Getting ahead of myself. 39-28 for the Pirates. Astros are 35-32. They're 4 back. Reds making a move, but maybe too little too late at 33-34. I mean, they've had to win 7 in a row just to get close to 500. That's not good. We'll call you out, Cubs, Cardinals, and Brewers. Sorry. In the National League West, it's the Rockies on top, 38-30. They lead by a game over the Diamondbacks, who sucked farts today against the Cardinals. Padres are 3 back at 35-33. Dodgers and Giants, unfortunately, out of it. And the Giants have secured an under 500 season. The only team, I believe, to do that so far. The Braves lead the National League wildcard. This is where things get kind of funky and kind of interesting because the NL East has been so good. It's been the Phillies battling with the Marlins. Now the Braves all of a sudden are there. But the Diamondbacks, if they're going to get in, they're probably going to have to win that National League West crown. The Astros, probably kind of out of it depending on who they play. Padres are there, but they'll need the NL West as well. not quite as interesting, but there you go. That Marlins L6. They were 36-24. They have now lost 6 in a row to be 36-30. Brutal. That is it. Those are your standings. Let's head to save slot 8. Get this bad boy saved. Get you the heck on out of here. And I'll thank you all for watching, hanging out. I appreciate it. We're winding down the season here. 5 nights a week. We'll be back tomorrow. 4 games of action. We will not watch the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee. We might watch the Rockies and the Pirates. I thought was kind of a fun game, and those teams are well stacked against each other. But we'll try to get one more game for everybody over these next couple of weeks before we head to the playoffs. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I appreciate you hanging out, chatting, lurking, whatever you're doing. If you're hanging out here, I appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Good sports. Go baseball. It's back, everybody. Get excited. The save is complete, and I will bid you adieu. Good night, everybody.